Please be seated in the courtroom. Members of the jury, I've received information that you have a verdict. Could I have the presiding juror stand momentarily? Is that verdict unanimous, sir?
Yes, sir.
As to each of the 29 counts?
Yes, sir.
Could you hand it to the bailiff for me, and you may be seated. Could I have defendant and counsel please rise?
Our regularly scheduled programming because a verdict has been reached in the trial of Adrian Gonzales.
Let's go ahead and take a listen inside the courtroom.
All right, your cause number 25 FC 0001U, the state of Texas versus Adrian Gonzales. In each of the 29 counts, we, the jury, find the defendant, Adrian Gonzales, not guilty. You see it? All right, members of the jury, I want to thank each and every one of you for your close attention and your patience and being with us timely throughout this trial. I know it was not easy for you. I know everybody was drafted, nobody volunteered. It was a long endeavor, and I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. I'm going to ask you one more time to go with the bailiff to the jury room, and we'll release you from back there. But thank each and every one of you, and would everyone rise for the jury to be excused. All right, Mr. Gonzales, you were acquitted by the jury. Your lawyers can talk to you more about this, but you do have the opportunity within a timely manner to file for that expunction. They will tell you further about that, but it's incumbent on me to tell you that immediately after the verdict is returned. All right, we're in recess. Thank you very much.
And you just heard it there, breaking news, as a jury has just acquitted the former Uvalde CISD police officer, Adrian Gonzales, hugging his attorney there, Nico LaHood, after 7 hours of deliberation. 29
counts he was facing and acquitted on all 29 counts. You saw there, too, the reaction from the families who have been there for the better part of 2.5 weeks, listening day in and day out to this testimony, who are very much hoping for a guilty verdict tonight. As you can imagine, probably devastation on their end and relief on the part of Adrian Gonzales and his team.
So much emotion inside that courtroom as you see him there embracing his team. You know, this trial began back on January the 5th. Here we are now on the 21st. It was about 9 days of testimony, and was more from the prosecution side. They called up more than 30 witnesses to the stand, the defense only calling in 2. The jury, they had such a big task ahead of them today. You know, they heard closing arguments. They began deliberating just around after lunch at about 12:10 today. And we just got the heads up, I would say about 20-25 minutes ago, that a verdict had been reached in this case.
And of course, this is not the end for the Robb Elementary saga and everything that's played out in the years since. As we know, the UCISD police chief, Pete Arredondo, he is still set to go to trial. He is facing those same charges. We have yet to get a trial date for that, but of course we will continue to follow these as it plays out. But there, as you had it, as you heard here live with us, Adrian Gonzales acquitted on all 29 counts of the charges he was facing.
And I was just going to point out, that was the family there of some of the victims of the 19 children who were tragically killed, and the 2 teachers. Kimberly Matarrubio was sitting in the front row. Something that we were noticing before this verdict was read out loud by the judge, the emotion, and you can just see the heaviness from this family as they were just touching their necklaces, and so much emotion, as you mentioned, Easy, is what they were going through. Here's a live look right now as they are just sitting there after reading that one of the 2 officers that are only charged in this shooting right now is clear and has been acquitted in this case. 29 counts. he was facing of child endangerment and abandonment.
We, of course, have a crew there. This is taking place live tonight in Corpus Christi. I imagine that both teams are probably going to speak at some point during the night. He is now free to go, so I imagine they're going to hold some sort of press conference or have some remarks. We, of course, will be following those, and we will bring you the very latest coming up tonight on KENS 5 News at 10.
And, of course, continuing coverage on KENS 5 Plus and KENS5.com.